Is there any spiritual significance to a new year beginning?
If you make it. It's only if you make it. New Year is just a phrase. Happy New Year is just a phrase. Happy Old Year, what's the difference? It's just really about time, see, and hoping and wishing for better things. Maybe having hope that things could be better for all beings, nations. It's like a perhaps naive wish for nations to get along together. Neighbors to be more kind to one another. Yeah. It's in us to wish these things, because we know it's possible.
Is the marking of time merely our scientific nature, or is there a spiritual component to that?
Scientific is enough. Just knowing the passing of time. It's not a spiritual thing particularly. It's not particularly spiritual to know how long you've been here and that your body's rotting. It's not spiritual, it's not inspiring. It's not necessarily uplifting. People don't want to hear about their birthdays. I'm dying, all right, I got it. Hey, don't remind me, don't rub it in my face.
And yet, can that serve a useful function, the awareness of...
What, age, the passing of time?
Yeah.
Well, of course, if you look at it from the viewpoint, well, you know you're not going to be around here much longer, so, you're out of this mess. That could be a relief to some. But then you're going into another mess. That might not be so much a relief. One mess to the other mess. Because the other one, the afterlife, is just as much a mess as the present life. The before life.
Is there a time component to the afterlife?
Of course there is. It may be different, because then it could be a space component. Yeah. Of course, different dimensions of consciousness have their own measurements, their own sense of time and space. When you're dreaming, you could be in a completely different time and space and not have any sense of time and space. So you may say you've been in a dream for a couple of seconds and it's like forever. Yeah. It's relative.
So is there a spiritual way of applying intelligence to the passing of time or the marking of time?
A spiritual way in what sense?
Just using spiritual intelligence, or...
Highest intelligence is not about time in a sense. It's understanding time and what can be created with time. But it's not really about time, it's really about production, creation. And what can be created to make time more bearable, perhaps.
Does the enlightened being live outside of time?
We can say, who knows, but enlightenment may be timelessness. It may be conceptlessness. It may be knowing lessness, and thus realizing more. Okay? Of the true emptiness nature of the universe, and things and beings, and self and no self, and so on and so forth. God and no God, spirit and no spirit. Real and no real. The unreal.
Is the experience of time accelerating or slowing down real or imagined?
It can be perceived as such, but it doesn't mean it's more real than anything else. It's just relative. It's relative. Now is absolute time.